how has the pandemic changed the music industry, the music community, and our local communities?
Well, live music is a cornerstone of American culture. Concerts and music festival are places where we've made lifelong memories, but the industry is now in danger of disappearing. Venues are going out of business on a daily basis. Musicians aren't going to be able to survive the shutdown without government aid. Banks currently won't lend money to live event businesses because they know that our businesses are shuttered and that there's no revenue coming in. Our businesses were extremely healthy prior to the pandemic, but no business is prepared for a 12 to 18 month shutdown with zero revenue coming in. The concert business is complying with the necessary restrictions imposed on mass gatherings. We were the first industry to shut down, and we will be the last to reopen. We need help to be viable on the other side of the pandemic. Our only hope right now is for government assistance.
So, Hank, I don't know if you heard me singing a little bit during the tease there. So I know you're a talent agent. Let me know if I should keep my day job, but on a serious note.
Keep your day job, yeah.
How do these closures impact musicians and bands? We don't think about them this way, but they are technically small businesses in many cases themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. Artists start small. Our touring bands start small. No band's born playing in arenas and amphitheaters. It takes years of hard work for a band to tour the country and hone their craft. Most bands start in small clubs that hold 100 people, then build up the fan base organically, oftentimes losing money for years, sleeping on people's floors, eating ramen noodles. They love playing live music. But right now, we're on the verge of losing a generation of bands as well as the music venues that they play in. Some of my bands are going to have no choice but to leave the business and find other means of supporting themselves and their family. It's really a culturally tragic moment in the country.
Why, we referenced two pieces of legislation, the Save Our Stages bill and the $10 billion in funding that would provide, also the Restart Act. How would that directly impact the venues and the musicians themselves?
Save Our Stages will provide live music and the teams that support the live music business with our funding that we desperately need to keep the lights on for the next 6 to 12 months. Well, we anticipate that we're going to need to remain closed. The live music business is a really fragile ecosystem. The margins are very slim with venues and with touring for bands, and we're going to need help to be able to make it to the other side here.
So another impact that this all has is on our local communities. Can you kind of talk about the spending that goes in a venue, or when people travel to a venue to hear music? How does that impact the surrounding communities in the short term and the long term?
I mean, we all know venues that were built in rough parts of town, and as time has gone on, that area of town has improved, and restaurants have moved in, and housing has moved in, and young people have moved in, and that sort of then these businesses, the venues open, and obviously the real estate prices go up, and if those venues were to close and the bands would lose places to play, and us as fans would lose places to go see live music, they're not going to be able to come back there. The real estate is so valuable at this point in time that most likely those venues would be sold to real estate developers, and condos would go up, and there'd be nowhere in American cities for those music venues to come back. And that's what we're afraid of.
So, Hank, I'm seeing a stat right here that for every $1 spent at a small venue, a total of $12 of economic activity is generated within the community, with restaurants and hotels and taxis and the such being the beneficiary. How can people support your business so we can keep that economic activity going?
Right now, we're asking people to call their elected representatives. Go to our website, needalive.org. There's a take action page right there. But call your representatives, send emails, take action. Tell them that live music is important to you. Tell them to support Save Our Stages and the Restart Act. Tell them that you want live music to be here, that it's a cultural institution that you care about, so that it's here on the flip side of this pandemic.